And we are back and we are live. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James. For today, I'm here to give you my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. It's not going to happen in this video, but that's okay. We're going to live to fight another day. Joining me is my co-host, Mrs. Besh. Y'all say what's up to her.
Hello, happy Monday, everyone. Like, share, subscribe. Please subscribe. We would really love it if you subscribe.
Yes, please subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe, you guys. Get my subscriber count out there. I did get, quite a bit of subscribers last night when me, Keywan, Shana, and Mrs. Best went live. We definitely appreciate you guys doing so, subscribing to me. We're glad that you guys enjoyed our collab. We are definitely going to do more in the future. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Overall, you guys, I want to say shout out to Shani. She's always here first. Shout out to Kevin Reynolds, aka my secretary of Watch Your Mouth Reviews. He is always giving me his opinions, his deeds. He always makes sure he keeps me on top of things. Shout out to Kevin. We appreciate that. So, y'all, Real Housewives of Potomac. This episode, I'm gonna say like this before I get into it. Angel clocked in, and I feel like it's too little, too late. But I did enjoy it nonetheless. I did enjoy Angel. It's about time because I was scared for you. I didn't know what to think of you. But you definitely clocked in this episode. I enjoyed the banter. Mrs. Best, did you enjoy Angel this episode like I did?
When I was a supervisor, if people clocked in late too often, I fired them. It's not how you keep a job. But I mean, good for her, but I just hear JoJo, it's just too little too late in my head.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care anymore.
That's my jam. That's my jam. I'm telling you, I love that song. Hey, GM Rocks, thank you for being here today. We appreciate you. Hey, Kiana mixing the altitude pills with the alcohol and making her cry was funny. I didn't know it was that. I just thought something was just wrong with her. But okay. Hey, Naya, thank you for being here. We appreciate you. I didn't think that was funny. I just thought that was like just a moment that, yeah. Oh, yeah. I wasn't even gonna mention that, but thank you, Dan Rox. I appreciate you. I'm glad you thought that was funny. But yeah, I didn't even know altitude pills even existed. I didn't. I didn't know that existed. That's another thing that I learned this episode too.
No, when I used to have to travel to Denver, Colorado for work, I used to sell cars, y'all, and I ended up helping them open a bunch of dealerships all over the country. We went out for drinks. When I say one beer for me felt like four, I said I'm on my ass. So I listen, when you feel the altitude out there, I don't think we realize. That's why when you fly over, what is it, the Rockies, the plane always shake like hell.
Yeah. Kevin Reynolds said, yeah, too little, too late. 13 episodes later, season is about to be over. Angels.
But I'm also unfair, y'all. Once I don't like somebody, I just don't like you. Or like once you bore me, it's pretty hard to like come around. I don't know why I'm that way. I just blame it on being a Gemini. But I've had to watch 13 episodes of this bitch boring as hell, sitting quiet, like she could not speak. And I feel like them acting a fool in front of her husband is why she's finally doing this. Like, y'all gonna question my housing in front of my man when I had to fight him here? But, okay, Angel.
I agree. So, yeah, the episode opens up. We had a few, filler scenes. We had Kiana getting a billboard. Congratulations, even though that scene was just, like, way too extra for me. We had Wendy. She was sitting up there. Giving a graduation speech. It looked like a high school or a charter school. I don't know what it was, but congratulations to Wendy. We have Tia. She's pulling up to her father's house in D.C. Now, from what she explained to us, that when she was a kid growing up, her parents loved D.C. so much that they would actually spend the summers there. So they bought a house in D.C. And when her father died, they ended up selling the home. So they're going in there now, and the home is actually occupied by this very sweet lady and her two boys. They allow Tia, her sister, and her kids to come in and see the home. She had emailed the lady saying that it really would mean a lot to her if she would see the home and show her sister, because her sister's never been to the home either, because y'all remember Tia's father was, a Rolling Stone. He was out there just sewing up, having children, having other families. So the siblings are now coming together later in life, and they're trying to meet where the other one is and fill in the blanks, pretty much. So um, when Tia walks in the house, she's, taken back, she's getting emotional. The sweet lady, she was like, "Oh my gosh, welcome to our home. We're so thankful that you're here. And oh my God, this is so wonderful." And Tia told her, there's been times where I, drove past the house, took pictures, and she goes, "Oh my God, you should run the doorbell. I would have totally let you in and seen everything." Well, she goes, "Well, we appreciate that." So Tia goes in and she goes into the living room and she said, "Oh, I have a picture of this with my father and my siblings sitting on the stairs. It used to be carpet, but now you done made it hardwood. It looks lovely." So she takes a picture with two out of the four baby kids. And it was a cute picture. They're roaming around. Tia's trying to find her room. She couldn't really remember which room was hers. So her brother called and she's showing him around the house. And in one of the little boys' rooms who occupies the house now, he actually had like kind of a Rolodex of motivational speaking words, and they have a date on them. And the date he left it on was actually her father's birthday, and it sent a little message. And that sent Tia over the edge. She goes, "Oh my God, what are the odds? Oh my God, this is so beautiful. Oh my gosh." And y'all, I'm trying to take the scene seriously because, you know, I would love to see my childhood home. My family sold that home years ago. I would love to see it now. But at the same time, I don't know if I'm getting that emotional over it. I don't know if I'm doing all of this. Um, Overall, we learned that Tia's dad's, message is that he wanted all of his children, regardless of the mother, to all come together and just be together, which is fair. You should always be with your siblings, regardless of how they came about. You should always honor your siblings. Um, but oh, thank you, Nia, because I really thought I was going to be messed up if I said this. There is some disconnect somewhere. I wasn't really buying it. I just was like, "Tia, I'm trying with you. I really am trying," because I do like Tia. I do. But there's something about her that just screams so inauthentic, and I tend to disconnect with her, and I don't know why. So I don't know if it's not, I just think that it's a facade. Like, I just don't buy the story, if that makes sense. Now, I don't necessarily think that it's not genuine. I just think that there's something about her that's just not believable. If that makes sense, y'all. Mrs. Vest, how did you feel about that scene?
I don't know. Tia, there's a lot that she's not telling us as it relates to her family. Honestly, y'all, I don't care. I don't know this lady enough to care about her trekking back to talk about her daddy. Now, here's what I did notice. You supposed to be royalty, right? Nigerian royalty, but y'all had a house in DC that just anybody could just drive by back in the day. And for those who don't know what DC was like back in the day, I encourage you to Google it. That's all I'm gonna say. So I'm looking and I'm like, okay, you're supposed to be Nigerian royalty, but you done told us since being on TV about your daddy having a couple different kids, some siblings that you got with a couple different women while with your mama. I don't know. And then you say you spent so much time at this house. There's something about her that is off. There's something about her family that is off. I'm not going to say my whole opinion, James. You know what it is, but people are so busy looking at Angel and the snooze fest that she's been and the disappointment that she's been that we not paying attention to Tia's story because there's a lot of holes in there that I hope they actually lean into. That's why we got to get rid of people like Ashley and Giselle who pick on people so much that it takes away from us looking into this type of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He said, "How was DC back in the day?" Curious to know my opinion. Well, I just know I have some family members who were there in the 80s and 90s. I know that there are some neighborhoods there that were not the safest. There was a murder rate that was much higher than it is today. I also used to have a roommate who had moved to the Bay Area from DC, and he used to tell me like stories and show me videos that were concerning, to say the least. Not saying all of it's like that, but I'm like, if you royalty and the hood is behind the White House. Why are you gonna get a house that's just open to the public? Wouldn't you have something in like somewhere gated or a little more,
You mean like
you know?
diplomatic immunity kind of
Yeah,
situation?
something.
Yes, yes.
So I just feel like it's weird. She talked about being a royal, but I haven't seen any piece of evidence from Nigeria to England to America and DC indicating that. I just want to know more about Tia. I do think she's interesting. I do think she's a good fit for the show, but I think that she's very good at hiding behind her accent. If you know, you know. I just do.
Oh, absolutely. I agree 100%. So that's pretty much that all happened with Tia. The next thing is that we have Ashley. It's Dean's birthday. It's Uncle Lump's birthday. So she decided to throw a 6 through 60s birthday party to honor them both. And she has her entire family over. I don't remember ever meeting the grandma at any other point. But the grandmother is here. Sheila's here. Sheila in that wig is here. Uncle Lump and his wife is here. A whole bunch of family and kids. Yada, yada, yada. And what we learn in this scene is that Sheila's boyfriend, the baby's dad, Jessica, her dad is checking into rehab. And Sheila says that she is so proud of him because, from Ashley's standpoint, that was never something that he ever considered. So he's actually trying to make himself better. And Sheila was sitting there with that sweaty wig and was like, I'm just happy. I'm just happy. I'm just happy it's happening. I'm just happy. And the grandma was like, I always loved him anyway. And I'm just looking at this like, what is going on here? What are we doing? Why are we doing this? I'm trying to understand, Mrs. Best, and I'm gonna need your help with this. Because I'm trying to figure out since when do we like the man that have my child living in a tent under a bridge? Since when do we like that man? When do we like that man that
I
has a
feel like
problem?
Sheila is the lost cause in the family. You know how there's always that person in the family who just like, no matter how much you root for them, no matter how much you help them, they never get it together. I feel like Sheila is that. And I feel like that man probably provides Sheila with some type of stability. I feel like there's a lot to Sheila that we don't know because the shit that Ashley says is horrible about her mom since we first met her. And she just exposes the information like it's no big deal, which means that she either doesn't give a damn or there's other shit that's happened that's 10 times worse than her living under a bridge with this man. So, and then the way that Sheila's wig sticks to her face and clumps up, and I'm not trying to get at this lady's like aesthetic. Like, you don't have to be the prettiest person on the planet. You just don't. But you could tell when someone puts effort into their appearance and cares for themselves, it's a serious sign of like if someone's depressed or not, or if someone could be struggling with something or not. I feel like Sheila is just as much of an alcoholic as that man she's with. She probably just hides it and functions better. But the way that she like presents herself, her mama not really caring and saying problematic things, Ashley consistently talking about her and being worried. Like, I feel like Sheila is just like a high functioning alcoholic. And I know that's probably mean to say, but I'm just looking at the family and I'm like, how did this happen? And you look at the rest of them, everybody's clean, well kept, doing all right. You know what I'm saying? And then you look at, and then
Right.
there's Sheila. Then there's Sheila. And you're just like, huh? Even her youngest baby's getting ready to go to college. It is all right. Ashley, she's all right because she's learned to use her legs for old white men, but she found a way to be okay. And then there's Sheila. She's just not thriving in life. I don't know. Something about her is just off. But she needs to stop showing her mama on TV.
I wish she would too. Like, to me, and I don't have a problem with Sheila, y'all. I actually really like Sheila. I do. But the problem that I have with Ashley is that I don't like when people expose the obvious to the world and then get mad when the world has an opinion on what you're showing. It's like, well, you shouldn't put it on TV in the first place. It does. And I'm glad that you said this, Kevin, because I was going to say this. Something is not right here. And it's like Ashley don't care who she exposed in the name of a check. She gonna do it. So that was pretty much that little thing. We sing happy birthday to the baby. We sing happy birthday to Uncle. It was okay for what it was. Anything you want to add, Mrs. Best, before I move on?
No.
Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and move on. So we have a little cute little scene with Ashley, Giselle, and Wendy. They meet up for lunch. I didn't like what Giselle had on, and I didn't like what Ashley had on. And they were talking about, oh, we were challenging each other, and I'm like, Wendy literally looks like a Barbie doll walking in there. I was like, okay, Wendy, I see you. She was like, I'm giving bloody professor kind of look. I'm like, yeah, kind of. But Wendy is still feeling the way about that scene she had with her mom, talking about her dad. She said that that is really eating away at her, so she's happy to get out with the girls, laugh, talk. They talk about the whole event when it came to what Giselle and Wendy had planned. They actually said it was a lot of fun. They had a lot of good times with their families and everything. It was a time for self reflection. And then they get a text message from Monique. And Monique is inviting them to the event because y'all know Monique is about to release her first book. So she's getting the event, and the ladies were wondering if all the ladies were invited. And Giselle makes the snarky comment, well, I don't think Angel's coming because Angel's moving back to Colorado, so I don't think Angel will be there. And I'm just like, Giselle, you just can't help yourself, can you? You just cannot help yourself.
Listen, Angel's boring. She is, but that's my only fault for Angel. Why the fuck do y'all care where this lady lives? Why do you care? When the Grand Dame of Potomac can't even afford to own in Potomac, she's renting herself. So why does it matter? Giselle's house looked like it belonged in the middle of somewhere on a farm. The inside of it is beautiful, though. She fixed that house. But Giselle, you probably ain't moved because it's probably harder to get a house in the Potomac area. I've been learning about the DMV area for reasons that you guys will learn about whenever me and James are done creating what we creating. But when your friend expressed interest in an area, you start to look into it because I'm protective of James. I just am. And I've learned that it's very competitive in that area to buy. It's also not the cheapest. So I'm like, and why would you buy something that you don't really love and you don't really want, especially after only a season of being on a show, when people come on this show and don't always make it and last. So I don't fault Angel for doing what she did with the rental. I don't fault her for any of it. She talked about it on TV. What I am sick of is these hoes worried about where Angel lives and who Stacy's really sleeping with or not. I'm tired of it.
Yeah, because
y'all supposed to be OG cast members. Give us something.
Right. Because, Giselle's Beulah Baptist Funeral Home isn't even in Potomac. Giselle lives in Bethesda, first of all. Nobody lives in Potomac. Let's keep that real. Nobody lives in Potomac. Ashley lives in Alexandria. Stacy and Tia live in Arlington. Kiana and Wendy live in Baltimore. So nobody lives in Potomac, by the way. Like, if we're going to keep it real. So I'm gonna need all of them to stop commenting on everybody's home and where everybody lives. Because at least when Angel had her rental, it was in Potomac.
We know Bravo would be smart to get rid of the OG cast members like Giselle and Ashley and bring back the show as the Housewives of the DMV. Because it's unrealistic to expect a bunch of women to live in small ass Potomac anyway.
Right, exactly. So we're going to move along. We have a scene with Angel putting suitcases in the back of her car. She called her sister Ingrid. And she had told Ingrid that she's actually about to leave for Colorado and that the girls are going to be coming up there. She's doing a little girls trip and she wants to show them, her actual real life and everything. And Ingrid's like, well, where is my invitation? And she goes, see, what had happened was, Angel don't want to invite that sister because that sister gonna have a thing or two to say and it's gonna look a certain way. So she needs that not to be the image. I got you, Angel. We ain't forgot about you and that sister in that conversation. We ain't forgot about that. So it was good of you not to invite her. But that was pretty much that scene. The next scene we have is Monique's event surrounding her book. She had Jamie and Arena there from Love and Marriage DC. That was actually nice to see them and nice to know that they still kept their relationship because I had thought she had squandered the relationship with everybody on that show. So it's nice to know that they showed up for her. She had her family there. Everybody was there. The ladies were trembling in one by one. So Monique takes the mic and she tells everybody, that she is this book inspired her. She would get emails from people that said that, they experienced some of the same trauma that Monique went through, and she just felt so touched and reserved. But she said not all parts of her are healed, though, through her journey. She said she's still messy. She's still messy, though. So when all the ladies get there and they sit down, Monique's all like, well, we're going to do a little activity, y'all. I have binders because y'all know I'm a binder bitch. So we're going to have binders, and in the binders, we have tabs of everybody on here. So what I would like y'all to do is I would like y'all to go through each tab and write something down about the other person. So everyone's doing so. Giselle was like, girl, look, I'm all for a binder, but you need to market this if you're going to start doing all this. Like, market your products, Monique, So Monique times them, and when the time is done, she plays a little binder show and gives binders to random people. Stacy was like, no, don't get nobody my binder. Monique said, Stacy, the last time a table separated me from somebody, it wasn't good. And everybody laughed, and I didn't find that funny at all. Mrs. Beth, did you find that funny?
The binders or a specific part of it?
When Monique said the last time a table separated me and another person, it didn't end well.
Like I've always said, Monique just ain't had her ass whooped by the right person yet. Monique is not as hard as she pretends to be. I also agree with my good friend Kevin. Monique is fake healed. And you guys, I said this before she came back on. I said it in the lives on this live several times when James has asked me. I do not believe that she's healed. I believe she needs a check. Listen, divorce settlements, yeah, they can be great. She may have gotten a lot of things. But ever since she got the divorce and it's been finalized, she's been doing a lot more interviews. She done wrote a book. She done all of this stuff. The more money you have, the easier and faster it is to spend, especially when you're having to maintain a lifestyle. So I definitely think Monique is here for the check. I don't think she's broke. I don't think she's hurting. She's actually smart to be trying to keep her money up before it's gone. But I think that she needs a check. I don't think anything has changed. Love and Marriage DC was not that long ago. It was not that long ago. And she acted a fool over there. She acted a fool. So we've seen that with her husband, away from her husband, individually, all of that. She's difficult. I don't think this lady has changed, because if she was, she wouldn't have thrown a binder event. This shows that you'll do whatever the fuck production says so that you could potentially get your job back. That's what it gives. But she was playing her locks. I love to see Black women come on television and wear natural hair. I am here for it. I applaud her for that. I think Monique is a great parent, but I can't. Nothing about this lady has changed. Just lean into it and tell us you want your job back, Monique. Just tell.
That's all she got to do. We wouldn't be mad at you. I mean, a check is a check, and a Bravo check is, even though you once claimed it, Monique, as a little check compared to what Chris brought in, I'm never going to let that go. But,
that was what he brought in.
Yeah.
That's why you got to be careful what you say. It doesn't always age well.
It doesn't. She goes, this little check to compare to what Chris. No, with Gag, I actually didn't mind that comment because it was Gag Andy, because he was trying to put like what he used to bring in. No, what he currently brings in. And don't be trying to, because he ain't playing football no more. Don't act like he ain't invest well. Because I think Sharice got her money. Yeah. But anyways, y'all. So, once they shuffle binders, Giselle ends up with Stacey's binder, which I thought, Monique, you ain't shit for this. Like, you really ain't. But Giselle begins reading what Stacey said about her. And to me, it wasn't much of anything. It was saying that Giselle is guarded. She's very reserved. She doesn't share anything personal about her, which she doesn't. Did Stacey lie for once? No. Stacey did not. And so the ladies were kind of, going through everybody. So they wanted to know what Giselle said about Stacey. And so Tia had Giselle's binder, and Tia was like, Stacey, it's blank. And Giselle said, yeah, I left it blank. I did. I didn't have nothing to say. And Stacey said, good, I prefer that. I prefer that very much. And when it gets to the point of Wendy saying the situation with Kay, Wendy saying just one word, fake. And when Kay grabbed that microphone and said, well, my bags are real. I said, "Ooh, that did not land." Because Wendy just had to sit there with a stone face. Because I think about this time is when the Potomac people, the DMV people were starting to hear about those rumors about, hey, Wendy ain't quite hit us yet. But I think that's around the time they started hearing shit. So, so Wendy stayed quiet. She didn't say anything. And then it becomes Angel's turn. And what Ashley wrote about Angel. And they were trying to find because I guess Stacy had the binder. She goes, I don't see where she wrote about Angel. Angel said, no, I wrote the page out, and it said that I'm a catfish and everything. And Angel said, I said that I don't like that term, and that I wish I would stop doing all of this. I'm not a catfish. I am done with this. I don't know why y'all keep bringing this up, Ashley. And furthermore, you know what? Honestly, I wanted you in my house, Ashley, because I was going to invite you to Colorado, but I'm actually going to rescind your invitation. You will not be coming to my home. And Ashley just sits there, stone faced. I was like, wait, what? What happened? I'm not going to be at your house. What? And Giselle said, okay, well, Angel, let's be fair. If Ashley is not going, I am her friend. And if she's not going, I'm not going. And Angel said, that's fine. That's fine. So Monique got the microphone. She go, wait. Let's hear this out. Let's try to fix this first. Let's not do all of this here. And it comes to a point where Angel expresses how she feels. They're talking about me, talking about I got evicted from my home, talking about I'm a catfish. They're just coming for me. And so, Kevin, I'm reading your comment now. And she looks, and so Monique was like, well, Ashley, can you understand where she's coming from? She's hurt. She's upset. And Ashley said, yes, I understand that. And I didn't mean to do that, babe. I didn't mean to do that. I did not mean to, offend you in any way. I just, that's just what it is. It was just a joke. It's nothing you should take serious. And so it then turns into, okay, well, can she be re-invited back? Because y'all have to understand something. If Ashley don't show up for a trip and miss the episode, Ashley don't get no check for that episode. So it would behoove her to invite her back to the house so that way Ashley can, get that check. That's what everybody was trying to, help Ashley out with. I would not have, once I dismissed somebody of their invitation, they would not be getting it back because I took it back for a reason. Mrs. Best, would you have, after you canceled Ashley's invitation, invite her back after speaking with everyone in the collective circle? And I'm asking everybody in the chat too, would y'all have invited Ashley back?
No, this just shows why Angel shouldn't be on this show. The way that Ashley has treated her, talked about her without ever making the effort to get to know her, it's too much. And while I also feel like Angel should be like, whatever, I know my wealth, I don't care. When it comes to the housing and stuff, it is also incredibly rude to ask and do the things that Ashley's doing. I wish that Angel wouldn't have let her come back and been like, well, she could come on the trip, but she can book her own fucking flight. She can book her own motherfucking room. She can book her own everything because she won't be staying in shit I pay for. So Angel should have done that approach versus letting her come, letting her stay there and giving her the opportunity to complain and talk about her further. You have to stand for something if you're going to really be an adult and go through life, but especially if you're on reality TV with a bunch of old catty bitches. You have to stand for something. So if you say somebody not going to go, don't play that. Don't let them go. Stacy said toodaloo and sent that bitch on her way and did not regret it, did not apologize for it, nothing. That's why Stacy is doing well. You have to stop acting so bothered, Angel, and you have to stop giving in. Because I can give a fuck about the next bitch check. When you've been talking about where I live, if I'm evicted, all this crazy stuff. I also agree with Kevin that Angel is mad as hell about that catfish comment. She is so upset because every episode we somehow find our way back to that in some way. But I do think that that's a piece of it. And she is a catfish. She is a catfish. The way that she look in this graphic on y'all screen right now is not what that lady looks like at all. When we see her on screen. That's the problem, Angel. No more BET hosting spring break on the carpet, boo. We're in the time and day and age of 8K, 4K clarity, 120 frames per second, you name it. So it's probably best not to filter y'all photos because we're going to find out what you look like anyway. Just saying.
Just saying. But yeah, that was pretty much Monique's event. It didn't really do it. There's anything else Oh, sorry. Is there anything you want to add to Monique's event that rubbed you wrong?
The
Talked
whole
about?
event rubbed me wrong. I pretty much said what I had to say in describing Monique. I think it was a shitty way to bring yourself back, but it is what it is. I'm not surprised.
Okay. So we're gonna now move on to the Colorado trip. So Angel made sure to let everybody know to take your altitude pills and let you know that if you usually consume alcohol, one shot is the equivalent of three. Everything hits you differently when you go to Colorado. So you want to make sure you are prepared and everything. So we saw Stacy call her on the phone, and that's what happened. So the ladies all get there. Angel has her pickup truck, and then she has two SUVs behind her, so that way, everyone has a ride to their destination. So Angel, surprisingly, in her car, she took Wendy and Stacy, which I was actually pretty surprised about. So Giselle, Jazzy, and Kay were in one car, and then Tia, Ashley, and Monique were in another. So Angel was telling Wendy and Stacy the reason why she chose them two is because one, she wants to start afresh with Wendy. She really does like Wendy, and she thinks that a lot of people kind of intercepted into what could have been a good relationship. So she wants to start anew. She says that Wendy and Stacy, the rooms that she picked out for them at the house they're going to be at, they're going to like the accommodations. So Wendy's like, well, wait, we're not staying at your house? She goes, no, I got a house for you guys and the other ladies. Only two of you will be at my house. So she's driving. The lady's like, where the hell we at? We ain't got no cell phone reception. It's all in the woods. Y'all, the house that Angel got for them was way up in the mountains surrounded by a whole bunch of trees at the very top. It wasn't even at the tippy top. It was just at the top hanging on by dear life. Now, in California, we have mudslides and everything like that when it comes to homes that are on hills like that. We usually don't recommend that, but that's where Angel put them. So Angel drives them up there, and the ladies were like, "Is this Angel's house? This ain't Angel house." Ashley, the main one, asking, "This ain't Angel house. I didn't know if I was coming to Angel. This Angel's house?" And everyone's like, "No, this is not Angel's house. This is the Airbnb that she booked. This is not Angel's house." So Angel is letting them eat, a snack and everything. She introduces them to the staff. She had the lady that represents her business. She was there, and some of the men that run the cabin, they were there. So she says, "Ladies, once you're filling up and everything," she goes, "We're going to have you do your room assignments." So when we get to the room assignments, we see Stacy's rooms first. Stacy got the master bedroom on the main floor. It had a nice little jacuzzi tub. It was very nice, had a great view. All they was like, "Oh my God, this is Stacy's house. I mean, this Stacy's room is so nice and everything." Um, and Kay, because Wendy points out that Kay is having a reaction to the altitude pills because, like we said up there and above, she was mixing alcohol and everything with it, so it was definitely reflecting on her. And everyone makes a big joke about it. We saw Jazzy's room; it was nice. Monique's room was nice. And then we move over to the corner to where Giselle and Ashley will be. And Angel said, "Well, since you two said that you weren't coming, if the other one wasn't coming, I just put you two together." And they had some twin beds on the east side of the wall, and I was hollering. And the part that made me laugh, even though I don't really care for Monique, the part that made me laugh was when Monique got in her knees and started walking towards the room. Y'all, I was hollering. I said, "Damn." And y'all know Giselle's had this done to her before. If y'all don't remember,
You
go
think
ahead.
she learned? Because it's been done to her before doing the same shit she's trying to pull with Ashley, calling her her
Yeah.
bestie. You used to do it with Robin. And look where it ended up. With one of your besties leaving the show and you forever not getting a room. If you want to be treated fairly, be careful how you treat people.
Well, no, it's just Giselle. This has happened to you more than once, actually, because I remember Wendy did the same shit to them. Stop saying you're not gonna come somewhere just because someone else is not coming. Stop doing that, because that's how you get fucked up room assignments. Y'all remember when Wendy put them in the attic where there was no bathroom and nothing? They had to come all the way downstairs to use the hall bathroom. That shit was funny. Where Ashley was married to Michael and they had their beach house. They had to sleep in a room with twin beds too. That shit was funny. And then they couldn't afford to get them a hotel. So they just slept in the rooms and shit back in them times. Y'all, Giselle got to stop doing this, y'all. I'm telling you. That's what your ass get. So then lastly, Angel shows them Wendy's room. Wendy got the entire basement to herself. There was a pool table, there were Pac-Man games. Now it was kind of shaded itself because Wendy had the room with the full-size bed and then two twin beds adjacent to it. And I said, now why you put her in the kids' quarters? Angel, you ain't shit. But everyone was like, damn, Wendy got a whole house to herself. Damn. And Giselle was like, I'm not staying here. I'm just not going to do that. All just because I said she got evicted. She did get evicted. Angel was upstairs at the time, but she was walking down talking about, no, I didn't get evicted. And Giselle said, you got evicted. I have proof. You got evicted. I know you did. I got the receipts. You did. So
Who cares if she got evicted from a rental when she owns a house that's bigger than yours, Giselle?
That's what I'm saying.
That's why Angel needs to clock in. Because if I would have heard you talking about me and something I paid for, I would have been like, toodaloo, bitch, just like Stacy. You could trek and hike your ass down this mountain. And you can figure it out. Put your thumb in your mouth and stick it out so that somebody knows that you need a ride. Climb a tree so that you could get some cell phone reception. If you don't like it, oh well, bitch. Because honestly, Giselle, the rooms that people are giving you when they should have gave you a pop in the mouth, it should have been you that was chasing around the table. You and Ashley. Be glad. It's like Giselle and Ashley treat people like crap and then expect for them to accommodate them in the best way. If you want the best accommodations, then you better treat people like you have some fucking sense.
Right. And first off, I would have did exactly. Well, first of all, Mrs. Best ain't got no problem putting somebody out her shit.
I put somebody out so motherfucking quick. I wish somebody would. I don't play that in my life or my house. You can go. And if you want to fight about it, we can go to the street. But one thing you not going to do is be in my motherfucking shit. You can leave, in the words of Meredith Marks.
And wait, and y'all better get y'all Uber because y'all not riding in my shit that I paid for either.
Oh, yeah. If you leave, you go. You figuring it out. That's why I say you better hitchhike your ass down that hill and climb the nearest tree for some cell phone reception and figure it out.
Because you ain't getting this Wi-Fi password either, so you better figure it out.
The audacity is insane with Giselle and Ashley. If you want to be treated like the HBICs of the Housewives of Potomac, then act like it. Because one thing about Karen, she done cussed every cast member out. Prior to the new people here, obviously. She done got everybody together, Kay included at one point. But she has always gotten decent accommodations. But when you just coming for people, bullying people, picking on people like we in the 6th motherfucking grade, I put her ass in the corner on a twin mattress too.
Me too. I didn't see nothing wrong with it.
She used to sleeping alone. She'll be all right.
Yeah, she'll be all right. Or you know what y'all can do? Even better, push the motherfucking beds together.
Now you got a queen.
And now you got a queen. Because ain't nobody gonna play with y'all. So Angel said, no, we ain't gonna do this. What you got? I want to hear the receipts because y'all in my shit. So I want to hear the receipts that y'all got. I want to hear it all. Y'all better get to explaining. Or I'm gonna shut all this shit down. Y'all better get to explaining. And so the episode's left on the cliffhanger. They ain't got Giselle ain't got no goddamn receipts. Y'all, come on. Giselle ain't got nothing. And we know she don't. So I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna even do that. It's not my information to tell. Then what you say it for? If it wasn't, because Giselle literally sat there and said, it's not my business to tell them, what the fuck did you bring it up for?
Angel, come to this reunion and explain who cares if I got evicted when I'm a homeowner. Who cares? She got somewhere to go. It may not be near you, but she has somewhere to go. And that's really all that counts. These women, what did Karen call her? Was it the Hampton University hooker? Whatever the hell. These women are like just shameful on this show. Ashley and Giselle really do have to go. Kiarna came real hard for Stacy and all of that. But Kiarna's not, no shade. I don't expect much out of her. I just don't. But Giselle and Ashley, you've been on television for 10 seasons. You've done nothing but piss people off season after season. You've picked apart, and your behavior has been so bad that people have left this cast. There's nothing that's happened that's monumental on this show that they haven't been a part of that's negative. I'm just kind of over it. I thought there was redemption for Giselle, but I see that there is not. I'm just over it.
I am too, because it was really ridiculous what y'all did, for somebody who is trying to let you into their world and trying to let you see that it's not what you think it is. But y'all want to sit up here and play games and shit. Yeah, Angel was way better than I ever could have been. Because when I tell you them two would have to get the fuck out, I probably wouldn't even, I'd have told them, I probably wouldn't even have picked them up like, whoa, whoa, whoa. What y'all doing here?
I wouldn't have talked to them. I would have went straight to production and said they need to leave, or we gonna have a problem. I would have told production straight up, you want to brawl? You got enough security in these mountains?
Okay,
I hope you do, because if they stay, that's what she needs to do. That's what she needs to do.
I'm gonna let y'all know now. If she's staying, they gonna have the legal right to sue me. So you better get them up out of here.
Right.
Because I'm telling you, it's too much right here. It's way too much. First of all, when they got off the plane, I'd have told them, what they doing? Don't they get in that car? That's not what I paid for. They got to find somewhere else to be.
Yeah.
Don't show up to my shit because you're gonna get your ass escorted out.
And y'all might as well go back home. New Housewives coming up Potomac going forward need to stop trying to kiss the ass of Ashley, Giselle, and Karen. They don't. All of them give nothing. I'm sorry. I know y'all love the Grand Dame, but all of them give nothing enough to carry the show. They all do too much that makes stuff uncomfortable. I want to see every new housewife come on the show. When they come for them, come back harder at them. That's why Ashley.
And this is why I get mad at Wendy. Because Wendy is tethering between Stacey and Giselle and Ashley. When I feel like if Wendy would banter more towards Stacey, those two could have changed the entire dynamic of the show. Especially because Stacey has been clocking in and reading everybody for film. Like she just has. So the fact that I wish Wendy would align more with Stacey and change it to where it minimizes Giselle and Ashley. Because if they do that, then they ain't gonna have no choice but to push them to the side.
Wendy's a pick-me. Everyone should have known when she came back after her first season with Happy and Ness. Wendy is just no shade. She's very materialistic, which a lot of her people are, no shade. But, I mean, she's not going to do what we would want her to do. She can carry herself and that she can stand up for herself when necessary. But I think Wendy's just happy to be fitting in with the Mean Girls right now.
I need somebody, if Giselle and Ashley come back next season, I need somebody to be in Stacey's corner that's going to help Stacey get the other girls together. I need somebody else. Like, we get rid of Angel, Bravo. Y'all need to put somebody that is about it with Stacey and let them read them girls for filth. I mean, make it so lethal that they start crying. Like, I need somebody like that on this show because I'm tired of these two.
I actually think that it's more impactful. Let Ashley and Giselle keep doing what they're doing with Stacey. Nobody likes it. It's making people dislike them more than I've ever seen anybody dislike these two, to where eventually the network won't be able to ignore it. Sometimes you gotta let people sink their own ship and let them show who they are. And they some mean bitches. I feel like they showed it this season, but I definitely feel like Stacey is a person who can handle her own. And after so long of her not responding or not breaking, knowing these two, they'll try to move on to the next victim. But I don't think the audience will forgive them as quickly as they normally would. Because this is the one situation where they really did come at someone who never came at them, was never rude to them, never did anything to them. They just came at this lady for no reason. Now 2 seasons in a row. It's not going to age well. Let them stay.
You know? Yeah, but I feel like they're going to get the Kyle treatment. Like, I feel like they have been.
They're already getting it. You can't change it. So if you can't change it, allow the same thing to happen with the Kyle treatment. Kyle Richards never left the show. People have been asking for her to leave forever. Same thing with Dorit. They both had small little redemption periods, just like Giselle. And now everybody is still equally tired of them, equally calling them out. Now they're actually held accountable at reunions, which we used to never see Kyle have to do. So it's like, if they're not going to get rid of people, then if you got somebody strong like Stacey, and in Kyle's case, it was Garcelle and them that will get them to have to express stuff, then hey, keep them. Because Giselle and Ashley not going to stop. They're not smart enough to figure out another method to be interesting, and they don't want to talk about their own lives.
No, I totally agree with you. And I think that that's something we also have to keep in mind too, is that they're not going to stop. So the best thing we can do as the fans is not give them much time on what their individual scenes is and stop talking and talk less about them. But this shit with Angel next week, you better read them for absolute filth. You better get their asses where it hurt. You better talk about Giselle's funeral home like tomorrow, and you better get Ashley Gold digging ass up around for her money. You better get him, and I mean you better get their asses because this is like 6 episodes too late, to be honest with you. But at least give us something.
I don't think Angel has it in her. I think she's just a dud. And every couple of years, we get like a new person at it that's just like, she's just a dud. She did such a bad job this season. If she comes back next season, it'll only be because everyone's talking about how boring she is. And I have a feeling she'll continue to bore us.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, but that was the episode, y'all. That was it. That was Real Housewives of Potomac. It wasn't much of nothing, but it feel like it's going to get somewhere next week. I cannot wait. From the preview that I saw next week, Angel does not give them the business. If Angel don't give them the business next episode, I'm reading her for absolute filth next review on my channel. Watch on my reviews.
No, you may as well prepare to read her for filth because she's not going to give. It's just her personality, and that's the reason I don't read Angel for entire filth, because some people have personalities that are more calm, that are not centered around the mess. I don't know. I feel like she only got a shot because of Kay, honestly, and I hope she doesn't come back. So
yeah, I hope she doesn't. I hope she stays in Colorado, and I hope she does not try to partake it that this is a full-time check for her, because we don't need you. At the end of the day, stay where you at. You tried, you failed. That's just how I see it. I don't see what you brought at all, Angel. And that's a disappointment. If you really next week do not read the fulfill, that's a very big disappointment to me. But that was episode. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to the replay gang. Shout out to my new subscribers. Shani said the receipts that they were talking about was that scene when Wendy said the real estate agent told her about the wanting to pay $1,000 would make it look like it's more.
That's a face lie. The DMV area is one of the most expensive areas.
Yeah.
It's not expensive as where I live in the Bay Area. It's not expensive as New York. But I would say the DMV area, Chicago, the Bay Area, Los Angeles, Washington State, and DC. Well, DC is part of DMV, but very, very expensive. You can't find nothing for $1,000. You'd be lucky to find a damn studio for that. You got to go to Arizona, Michigan, Minnesota, like other places, but you're not gonna I felt like that whole thing was bullshit. Ain't nobody who owns the house that Angel owns is gonna be like, I don't want to pay more than $1,000 on a rental. Like, no.
Well, see, Wendy, the thing about that, Wendy never named her as the person. Let's remember that. Wendy never said it was Angel. Wendy says, my realtor says someone came to her. The lady just put it as that. So if that's the receipt, that's going to fall flat. The only thing that would actually make me convinced that they have something is if they contacted the owner of the house. And in which case, and this is all alleged, but technically Angel could sue the owner for a privacy misconduct in the contract clause. Because technically you're not supposed to give that kind of information. Technically. Unless they went to court. Which, I don't know. I don't even think it was that serious. I just think that it was an Airbnb and she didn't put enough dates in there. That's just what I feel. That's my opinion. I don't know the real truth. I don't really care because at the end of the day, the lady has a house and it's beautiful in Colorado.
Airbnb and VRBO are websites not just for vacation rentals, but if we use our brain and read, it's fundamental. It says it is vacation and short-term rentals. Meaning, for people who are looking for a house or got to go work somewhere for a couple of months, you can go and rent an Airbnb. You can. Some of them will partner with cities, social workers, all of that. You can do that. It's very common. I'm tired of them trying to fault this lady for doing something that everybody would do. She did the safest thing she could do in an affordable way. It did not work out. And now all they want to talk about is this lady being evicted, but they have nothing to talk about themselves. Giselle been here 10 seasons. We've not seen one real boyfriend. So
not a one. Not a one. We did see one, Sherman.
Like I said, we have not seen one real boyfriend or love interest on this show. Don't you ever meet Sherman again. I actually like Sherman, that poor guy.
All right, y'all. We got to get up out of here. We got to get to Mrs. Best channel. But thank you guys once again for being here. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys. We'll be back on my channel on Wednesday, I believe, for Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And this is Best channel. We're going to, in just a few moments, to do 90 Day Fiance before the whatever the shit is called. So there we go, y'all. We'll see you guys there. And thank you guys for being on my channel. Have a good night. Bye-bye.